Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. And today, I want to talk about whose fault it all is. I keep hearing, you blame Trump for everything. You got Trump derangement syndrome, man. It ain't his fault.
Do you have fits of rage, yelling things like libtard, deep state, or constitution that you've never read? Do you quote Hitler or the Bible that you've also never read? Do you hate immigrants when your parents are actual immigrants? Then you may be suffering from TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome. Side effects include following cult leaders blindly, taking women's rights, banning books and calling it freedom, or hating Joe Biden, then taking credit for things Joe Biden did. Ask your doctor about Trump Derangement Syndrome. TDS has been shown to flare up in red states and cause inflammation in Donald Trump merchandise. And JFK is not coming back from the dead.
Right, and the guy holding the flamethrower didn't burn the house down. It's a coincidence. You're right. It's not all Trump's fault. Israel and Gaza, that's between Yahweh and Allah. COVID, nope, not Trump's fault. That he did nothing about it and said it would go away like a miracle?
It's going to disappear. One day it's like a miracle. It will disappear.
Absolutely 100% his fault. Did anyone try to clean their lungs with disinfectant? Why not? Your guy is so smart.
Disinfectant by injection, almost a cleaning.
But I keep hearing, Trump's not responsible for the division in America. Yeah, he is. From his first speech, where he called our Mexican neighbors to the south murderers, thugs, and rapists, from kicking trans people out of the military with a tweet, to calling African countries shitholes and soldiers that died for America suckers and losers. He's responsible. He actually said he'd make
America great again.
But this was after we'd already elected our first African-American president, who is by far one of the best presidents in my lifetime. Obama got us health care. No one could do that. And by the way, Republicans in Congress think it's so bad, they all have it. He fixed the Great Recession, saved GM and Chrysler, and pulled us out of a horror of a time. Minority unemployment under Obama went from 16.8% to 7% at the end of Obama's term. Unemployment was 4.7%. B-Rock added 11.5 million jobs. Look it up. Obama kicked ass, so it wasn't the black guy's fault that we in America are divided. When Trump took over, he was handed a 4.7% unemployment rate and a 6.8% minority unemployment rate. When he left, he lost us 2.9 million jobs. The unemployment rate was 6.7%. Growth was a negative 3%. The trade deficit increased by 40%. And he added $7 trillion to the deficit by cutting taxes for billionaires.
I love the poorly educated.
He then lost us 154,000 manufacturing jobs, and the consumer price index went up 8%. He blames the pandemic. It wasn't my fault. It was China. How could I know that China was going to do what China did?
China all the time.
Well, Obama handled his crisis, and Bush handled 9/11 and got us into a 14-year war against people that didn't attack us. But why quibble? Trump divided us. He wanted the complete shutdown of Muslims to America. He took kids away from their parents and put them in camps. He withdrew us from the Paris Climate Accords. And since then, we've had the hottest years in the history of history. He told racists and white supremacists to stand down and stand by. He then sent a mob to kill Nancy Pelosi and the vice president on January 6th. And don't forget, January 6th was planned. These traitors had merch that said Civil War. And it was all directed by a 6-time bankrupt liar who cheats on his taxes, steals top secret documents, tried to overthrow a free and fair election, and wants to date his daughter.
China.
Now, this guy has been a public servant for 50 years. He was VP to this badass, and in his first term, 13.2 million jobs added, unemployment rate 3.6%, economic growth 2.3% in the second quarter, 5.1% in the third quarter. He's added over 1 million manufacturing jobs, the CHIPS Act, and passed an infrastructure bill that will rebuild America. The same infrastructure bill that these people voted against and are now taking credit for. So, of the 3 presidents in the last 15 years who have taken on huge crises and turned them around, these 2 brought us together and saved our collective asses. They also rebuilt this country. This douchebag ruined things so bad, we were stacking American bodies in refrigerated trucks. So yeah, it's his fault. And the next time you say I'm deranged, Remember what deranged means. It means mentally unsound, and I just gave you facts that I can back up. You actually heard this man ask for votes to overthrow an election in Georgia and won't face it. Who's deranged? I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Trump derangement syndrome, man. No, I just gave you facts. You counter my facts. Trump derangement syndrome, man. But wait, you said that he thinks he's great. Did he make America great again?